The Americans, well, really lay down the gauntlet with that commanding performance, bearing in mind they've got two going in the individual final later this evening. Unbelievable strength and depth. Russia, France, Botswana, Poland, Bahamas and Belgium. Russians have got a good squad. Silver medalists in 2001 and 2004. They got the bronze in 2000. On the inside in 1, France in 2, Botswana 3, Poland 4, Bahamas in 5 and Belgium, watch out for them making an impact potentially, out in lane number 6. The Russians will have their eye on one of those two automatic qualification spots. The fastest losers positions being occupied 3:06.30, the Dominican Republic with that national record, and Great Britain just inside 3:10. Great start from Matteo from the Bahamas, going high and wide on the outside and climbs at the pole, coming through as well. The Russian with some ground to make up at this stage, but it looks as though it's the pole alongside the Belgian. That's one of the Borley brothers with Matteo from the Bahamas just struggling there and having a little bit of argy-bargy down the back straight, and Borley's really now pushing it for the Belgians. They've never medalled in this event and they have got a pretty good quartet. Now Matteo for the Bahamas finding his rhythm a little bit, and Tilden of Russia coming very, very wide on the outside. So Belgium, Bahamas, Russia and Poland going out first, second, third and fourth. This is Gillet of Belgium, Pickstock of the Bahamas in second. So the Belgian handed over to him, pretty good position. Great run by Makwala from the Botswana to come through into second place. Pickstock of the Bahamas just with a metre or two to make up, and as I say that, he does close down on the African. So we've got Belgium from Botswana and the Bahamas. Russian closing ground there in fourth place, and the Pole just having to work really hard there as he comes home. We're at the halfway stage. Really good finish by Pickstock of the Bahamas. Russia, Belgium and the Botswanan just faded a little tiny bit. So we've got Bahamas, Belgium, Russia and Poland, and the Russians dropped the baton. That's an absolute disaster. He managed to kick it and managed to put it a little bit forward, but surely it's going to be far too much work for the Russians to get back into contention. He gave it a kick. I wonder whether he thought he was going to put it in the air and have a miracle catch. It wasn't to be. A little bit of bumping and barging there in second and third. Bahamas leading, Poland second, Belgium third, Botswana fourth. And the Russians way out of it at the moment. Another really strong kick here from Lewis of the Bahamas. Now he'll hand on to the anchor leg. Bahamas tying up a little bit, so it's Poland, Bahamas and Belgium with a clear lead. And the French giving chase. The Russians are out of it at this stage unless there's a miracle leg by Buriak. So now the Poles. Budge Wadowski, big strong man, just coming up 200 metres to go. Poland looking comfortable at the moment. Bain of the Bahamas coming wide on the outside and really going for it. Kevin Borley of Belgium coming up to put pressure on the pole, and the Botswanans aren't out of it either. So Bahamas and Belgium, Kevin Borley with a fantastic leg for Belgium. He's going to bring them home. Keep your eye on the clock for the fastest losers, 3:06 for the Dominican Republic. So Kevin Borley bringing them home for Belgium. Real battle on the line. Brilliant finish by the Botswanan to just deny the Bahamian the second automatic qualification spot. So Kambaruka of Botswana finished brilliantly there to give the Africans that second qualification spot. The Bahamians will have to wait to see if they go through as fastest losers. And Great Britain with 3:09.59, we don't think will make it.
I think Great Britain missed out by about half a second, about 0.4 of a second. Very, very tight indeed. I was keeping a clock on the third place team there as they came through. I got them at 3:09.2. Great Britain ran 3:09.59. I've got a horrible feeling Great Britain have missed out. And this is as a British viewer, of course, they might have just have missed out. 3:09.68 Bahamas have been given. Great Britain 3:09.59. I think I was wrong, and I'm delighted I was wrong. I think Great Britain have got through as the second of the fastest losers. And forgive me if I'm sounding a little bit too British here, but you'll understand, I'm sure. Great Britain look like they've gone through. The Bahamas might just have missed out.
What disappointment for the Russians. Here we get a second glimpse. It was the pole coming round on the outside The Russian managed to kick the baton forward, trying to limit the damage. I don't think he's going to be playing centre forward for his hometown's football team. Really disappointing there for the Russians. You always see some kind of histrionics in a relay, and unfortunately for the Russians it was them. But really good last leg by Kevin Borley. He's a class act, a really talented family, the Borleys. But look at the Botswanan, just taking it from the Bahamian on the line. Buriak, the Russian, did do quite well to get his team back into contention there, just edging towards the line in 4th or 5th place.
They balked the Russian there as they came through. Botswana disqualified. There's a rejigged result sheet for that second heat, and Belgium, Bahamas go through, and Russia in 3rd place.
Now, summary, the United States, what strength in depth. 6 times they've won the title, and if you were a betting man, you wouldn't put much on any other team, would you? It's looking good for the Americans. They've gone through quite well.